Jason&Jabari.
What's up, guys? This is Jason from the Jason&Jabari Gaming, and today we have Alliance War Season 60, War number 3, and we're up against Jugs 2. I don't believe we've played these guys since I've been here. I don't know where they're typically placed, but I know we're coming off of a loss to FAE. If we had died one less time, we actually would have beat them on time. But it is what it is, so we're going to see what we can do. I do end up dying this war. Sadly, I was only one of two that died this war. We only died 2 times this war, so spoiler alert, we do handily win this war. And this is also Dark Phoenix war debut, which I'm very excited about because I enjoy playing Dark Phoenix on attack. I know she's largely known as a defender, but I'm telling you guys, she's a very viable dual threat. I use her offensively quite frequently on attack and battlegrounds because she can do a lot of matchups that people just don't realize, including this one. So we're starting off on section 1A, and we have this Maestro on the combat regen. Now this is punching down, but it would not matter if it was a rank 4. It would not matter if it's equal ranks. It just take slightly longer, and you'll see what I mean by that. The strat here was to basically utilize heavies. I did PS1. The SP1s are going to give me my embers, so therefore that's going to help out with ramping her up and helping with do that passive Nova Flame damage. I do have this sped up just a little bit because I do have a decent amount of fights this war, so I didn't want to just do regular speed and it'd take forever. But yeah, so that's the strat. Basically keeping him away with the heavies and then just spamming SP1s. I thought he was actually going to come into me, but the good news is he's going to get the Nova Flame damage on him regardless. So that was fine. I do end up getting myself a little cornered, I think 2 times, which I didn't really like. I could have been a little more aggressive, but I was worried about how many regens he would get because he's already up to 2 at that point. It fell off, but I think he gets up to 3 at one point. But other than that, I don't think he gains any more. So I was being very cautious of that. But yeah, we're just spamming SP1s there. My parry kind of failed on me, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, there he is. He's at 3, and it's kind of doing this gaining health pretty quickly there. Even though you can kind of tell he's losing health, but he's gaining it faster. So that was what I was concerned with. But other than that, I don't think we get ourselves into a pickle. Also, knocking him down like this gets rid of his charges as well, so just constantly knocking him down just gets rid of the charges faster, so that was a good thing. And he's about to tick out here, I think, after I hit him, and down he goes. So not the cleanest fight. I could have did it cleaner, but as for me taking it for the first time, it was pretty good. Next up we have this Red Skull. I think this is another rank 3. I don't think they have a lot of rank 4s, but again, even equal ranks, it would be fine. Here I'm going to utilize my heavy attack when I can off of his special ones to get rid of his armor ups. And the less armor ups that he has, the less tanky that he is. And we're going to spam SP1s until we can work our way up to SP2. There I messed up a little bit. I forgot about the spacing with her, that you have to back up twice off of his SP1. I won't make that mistake again, but I did mess up there. I was actually trying to back up, and it registered as a parry, so now he's unblockable, so I had to wait that out for a second, which was fine. I intercept with the SP1. We are fully ramped up to our 15 embers, and we have our Rite of Phoenix passive there. So any energy damage that he's taking over time, if we were to actually quote unquote die, we would heal all the damage that he's receiving over the course of this time, which is a lot, because they have hundreds of thousands of health. So we just basically go back to 100%. But down he goes. Not too bad. So far she's doing her job. And then we're going to be moving up to section 2, where we're in path 5, and we have this destroyer with Human Torch, and we were told to not use our flame on here. Now this is a falter node and a intercept node. Obviously you can't intercept destroyer. You can with your relic, but I don't need to, because the dot damage is going to tick him down. And since he's a mystic champion, he's going to give me a lot of temperature, and over 10 temperature I cannot miss. So I'm not worried about the falter node at all. In fact, the falter node would serve as willpower healing for me. Another thing in this fight is I put like 5 or 6 points in the second health bracket for a specific fight that we're going to talk about when we get there. But I did change my masteries for this war. So here we just get to SP2s and we spam our SP2s and we try to bait out SP2s. But the whole time he will have his protection up. So this fight is a little bit slower, but you could see like he's going down. I did get interrupted while I was playing, so I had to pause the game briefly. But there was no shenanigans going on. I just got interrupted and I need to answer someone's question. And then after that, we resumed, and I think it was only a few seconds anyway. But yeah, so we're in the Nova Flame and he is ticking down quite nicely. I think we get one more parry. I go for the relic and then I go for a little hit and down it goes. So not too bad, not too bad at all. And then we're going to be moving up to this Quicksilver. This is a rank 4 Quicksilver. This is the first rank 4 that I'm facing on this map. And I wasn't super worried, but I was a little hesitant, because I'm like, I don't really like fighting speedsters. But yeah, we're going in with Dark Phoenix here, and the idea was to spam my special ones and use the Unstoppable as a counter punch to get the intercept, which I do there perfectly. I do mess up this fight a little bit coming up. I push him to 2 bars of power, which is fine, but I haven't fought Quicksilver in so long that I mess up, I think, the dex. There I'm about to get the Whiplash expired on me, so I did want to parry to get them off, but I didn't. There, yeah, I messed up the dex, and then I went to punish, and then I got parried, so that was a mistake. And then we have one more mistake coming up with the SP2 specifically that I know about. The SP1s I'm fairly decent with dexing, but you still get the Whiplash on you, so I know I had to be mindful of that. But the slow is actually giving us willpower healing, quite a bit actually. But again, all the energy damage that we're dealing, I know that we're going to heal back in the event that we quote unquote die. Yeah, on the SP2 I missed the last dash, and this time I straight up get a intercept, and I think he's gonna start throwing his SP1s, and I'm just gonna dex him just fine, and I'm doing full combos into SP1s, and I think this is where I finish him off. So a little sloppy, but Dark Phoenix gets it done. I'm very proud of her performance. That was her last fight, and she handled all of her fights quite well. Moving on to the fight that we all know and loathe, this Spider Woman, Jessica Drew on 42 with Patriot. I recently did take the relic that he has, the Punisher relic, to rank 2. So that just basically helps out with stats a little bit more with a block proficiency and stuff like that, and endurance and things of that nature, I think. So yeah. In this fight, we're just going to parry, medium, light, back off. We have the steadfast, of course, so we can block all of her attacks as if they were not unblockable, even though it says that they are. And it's just slow and steady. We do have the wags, of course, because that's very important for this fight, in my opinion, to make it very easy and simplified. In the last one, if you guys remember, she was not cooperative. She was failing all of my parries. This one was way more cooperative, in my opinion. So just slow and steady. I am utilizing my relic a lot more frequently now because it doesn't give you a buff like the Black Panther relic did. So I can get off 2 hits after I get off my striker comfortably. You could probably force 3 if you wanted to, but I probably wouldn't recommend it. So she's just going down. She's about halfway down now, and it's been a little over a minute and a half at this point right now. So, and she's pretty liberally throwing her special 1, which is exactly what I want her to do. I can't remember the last time I wanted her to throw a special 2. I think she has in the first fight that I fought her, but beyond that, I don't think so. Maybe in the second, but I could be wrong about that. But anyway, yeah, she's just kind of throwing her specials. Ooh, excuse me. And that's it. That's the name of this fight, and we're going to take her down with not too many issues. We're staying pretty topped off on health, and again, I gave myself even more health for this fight. Originally I had 2 points in the additional health. This time I have like 5 points or 6 points in the additional health, and this is for my last fight coming up. And down she goes. So that's good. And now we have our last fight. This is one of the hardest fights on the map. This is a SIG 200 rank 4 Nico, and I was told to take it with Torch on 49 and use Nova Flame. All right, so this fight, I did a combat regen. I topped off my health. I have the max of max boosts for health, attack, all of it. I even have a guidance boost here, and I'm extremely worried about this fight. I did not have anything to go off of, and you're just gonna see that this gets out of hand. So when she heavies, you get a poison on you, and then the ticking time bomb, you just get so many of those on you as well. And I'm trying to wait out the poison immunity, which I do, and now I take this on the block, which was a mistake. The burst damage on that SP1 is crazy. So I'm like, all right, half my health is gone in 30 seconds from the poison, from the ticking time bomb, not being able to pause that, and I'll never get any power here. I should have been patient and waited, and this is hindsight, of course, and not allowed her to get to an SP2. But now the buff immunity is back, so that means I'm getting way more poisons on myself, and you can see I am just melting. I'm supposed to be melting her, but instead I got melted, and I just ticked out. That's how that worked. I just ticked out. I should have been a little bit more patient and baited out SP1s. This is hindsight, talking with the officers. They didn't blame me on this one. They were like, you're so close, you know. They were very encouraging. The team knew I had the hardest fight on the map, and I just kind of let everybody down, and I've disappointed myself too. But it did give us the opportunity for me to go back in just using Human Torch with the Incinerate, which we have devised a plan since then of how we're going to approach this fight. So we'll have to see if that plan works. But that's my war. I finally died this season, sadly. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a like if you liked the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.